Okie dokie. So, whew. Okay. I am live. I'm a couple of minutes late. If Shadow starts barking, I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of control over it today. They are doing some road work stuff outside. Again, they the county people out here, they can't seem to ever get the tarring. Okay, so around here, I don't know if in your area they do the same thing, but around here, instead of like actually fixing the roads, let me move my microphone so I can actually see when people comment. That's better. But instead of actually fixing our roads, what they like to do is go in and like just retar it. Hi, Tracy. But yeah, instead of actually going in and fixing it, they like to just retar it. So that's not great. So they seem to do it like once a year. And Shadow, even though we can't hear it on the inside, Shadow can. So he's been going crazy on and off all day, and they're like right outside right now. Because we live outside of city limits. And yeah. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Barry. Oh, thank you. And if anyone is here from my Facebook group, the Betsy B group, I have to say that, and I'm going to have to share it. I haven't had a chance to share this yet because my nephew Aubrey was in town this weekend. And if y'all didn't notice, my video went up at 4 a.m. instead of 4 p.m. I scheduled it wrong. Hi, Liz. Back when my health was like at its absolute worst, I had saw a TikTok video about the owl romper thing, and the ladies went on the hunt to find it, and they did, and it finally came in, so I had to wear it. No, Elena, you do have to use Sawgrass ink. If not, you're going to void your warranty, and then that's kind of pointless on buying a Sawgrass. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, I'm so excited. But I did have to, because it's one size fits most. I don't know if you can tell. I have Velcro on the back. Hi, Sherry. I have to check and see because I think I have Marco Polos from you, or I have a Marco Polo. I can't keep up with everything. I have so much stuff going on. Hold on. I have to take the Invisalign out. I signed up back before like my health went completely downhill at the beginning of, what was it? At the end of December, beginning of January, to do Invisalign because my teeth drive me nuts, and then like my health went completely downhill. So to buy the ink, I get mine from Heat Press Nation. They're all going to be roughly the same. Yes, I need to get with you, Sherry. I will try to remember. I'm terrible about it. Yes, Steve. I am going to do a little bit of an update because I've actually gotten some, to me at least, it's positive news. But I get mine from Heat Press Nation. They're all going to be roughly about the same. I am just willing to pay more for Sublimation ink for the security of knowing that if things go wrong, everything's under warranty. But I will go ahead and do my health update stuff first because I know a lot of people are worried about things. Because as y'all know, I've done some genetic testing and I have a lot of bad genes. So some of the things that I did test for that weren't great is I have the BRCA genes, the BRCA genes. So hi Chrissy. So the breast cancer genes. And they're not good. So my risks for like all the breast cancers are not great. So they went ahead and scheduled me for mammogram, which was not good because that came back that I had to go ahead and I needed to go get a breast cancer MRI, which I did that. That was okay. I have to keep track of it. I have to go in yearly. Now, when I go, I have to go see a geneticist in Houston in September. Now, they're going to tell me, because they have to go through all of my gene stuff and tell me what everything actually means, what I have, what I don't, and what to do about the breast cancer genes, all that kind of stuff. If I need to go ahead and get a mastectomy, if I need to take the pills every day, that kind of thing. But at least for now, I'm okay. Because that was a hard one to kind of go through. Not because, it's kind of at this point, it is what it is. But we're good for now. Also, when I was there, the doctor saw some suspicious spots, so I had to go to my dermatologist, get some biopsies. Those were okay. But again, it's like, if it's not one thing, it's another. It's like you go through one thing and then you got to go get testing for another, and it's another thing. I'm just ready to just have it all figured out, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. But at least we're kind of figuring it all out. Chrissy, I've been saying it is what it is forever. I think that's kind of like my frustration with so many situations where, like, I see people who are talking about one thing or another, like with court cases, like the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation. I'll put my 2 cents out there for the whole thing. And this is pretty much all I'll say on this situation. Everybody wants to take one side or the other, like with his situation, because she's not the perfect victim, because she fights back, or because she hit back, or whatever. One, if you're not in the room, if you're not in their relationship, you can't say for sure who's the victim or not. 2, I suffered through a lot of abuse. I'm not the perfect victim. I fought back. I would not be good in that situation. So I can definitely say if I were in that situation, people would judge me as harshly as they judge her. 2, people like him. He's got a lot of money. So people need to think about those types of situations. 3, there wasn't cameras. You can't say who for sure is actually the victim and who's the aggressor. That's what I'm going to say on it. And it's bad enough where she's getting death threats over it. And people need to think about that type of situation. That if the shoe was on the other foot, would people go after him as hard? And I don't think so. Because people still are saying to her, well, if it were that bad, why didn't you leave? But people aren't saying to him, if it was that bad, why didn't you leave? That's part of the problem. I don't know who's the victim. It's not my place to judge it. But people need to stop and think about that before they jump on the bandwagon with the whole thing and leave it to the courts to decide. Because how you talk about her in this situation could tell someone else who's going through something like that not to speak up because they may think you might judge them the same way. But that's my 2 cents on this thing. Again, I'm not going to debate who hit who because she never said she didn't. But, yeah, Sherry, it's been a lot. Exactly, Dee, and there's not cameras for everything. And thing is, whenever you're going to court over stuff, a lot of things get held out of the media. And you've got people everywhere who think that they're detectives and that they're police officers when they're not. And then we all know recently, with the state of the police in certain parts of my state, how police actually can be. So, see, I have been creating a lot of things. I have been enjoying creating things. I have been having a lot of fun creating things. Oh, I did get a new art program to test out. I bought Affinity Designer. I don't know if any of y'all have tried it. It is a vector program. So it's like Corel. It's like Adobe Illustrator. And I'm excited for it. It's super inexpensive. I bought it. They had it this weekend on sale for half off. So I bought it. I think it was like $26. They offer it for both Mac and they have it as well for Windows. They also offer it for an iPad. So it also works for, like, I think you can't use it for your phone, but they also have like a photo version, like, so it will work similar to Photoshop. And I've messed with it some, and it's kind of like if Corel and Adobe had a baby. So I've been playing with it a little bit. I'm excited to see what I think of it because it is so inexpensive. I'll let y'all know what I think. I am setting up I've only used it a little bit, but so far it seems interesting. I am getting the Facebook group for Patreon set up. So if you're a Patreon supporter, so hopefully that will make it easier for you to be able to find the Patreon post, that type of thing. And I think for the tutorials for like Patreon, because I'm going to start it with Patreon tutorials. That's going to be the easiest way to set up the live tutorials is through Patreon. It'll help cut down on trolls to make it, but everyone will be able to view them. It'll just be paid it'll be paid to be able to participate in the live chat, and then everyone will be able to view them. Hopefully that makes sense. Because if not, if everyone's able to participate in the live chat, we will not be able to get through a lesson. But I think I'm going to start with Corel at first. If I do too much at once, it's going to get a little bit hectic for me. I won't be able to keep up. So I'll start off with one tier at first, and then we'll go from there. Because I get asked about doing designing a lot more now. Now, I won't be able to do like super intricate stuff, but we will do like building off of, like building blocks. So we'll start like tiers. Hopefully that makes sense. See, I haven't decided on the exact price yet, but it's not going to be super expensive. You know, I don't make anything super expensive because people have budgets, and especially with the cost of everything right now, I wouldn't do that to people. Like, that's not my goal in life, is to get rich off the, I mean, like, my goal in life isn't to get rich anyway. I want to be able to be comfortable, to take care of my puppies so they can have a good life, you know, like, so they can have plenty of treats and toys, and that's my goal. To be able to buy weird clothes, pay my medical bills, and then I'm good. Oh, hi, Diane. I think I missed that you said hi. I am terrible about remembering to put the comments on the screen. I will get better about that one day. But yeah, and probably one of the things I will do is, once I get everything set up, and I'm trying to get it set up before tomorrow, is for the patrons for the first month, is to have everybody have access that is a patron for the first month. Like when I did the Google Drive, I let everybody have access to it for the first month to see if that was something that they wanted to do, to keep after the fact. I just think it's like a try it before you buy it kind of thing. I just always think that makes things a little bit easier. I think the puppies went in there and went to sleep on the couch. I don't know. It's been so long since I've had puppies. Do puppies go through like a second chewing phase? Because I'll tell you, they are going through a chewing phase. I feel good today, and I felt good yesterday. The few days before that, I did not. I mean, and that's kind of how it is. It's like I'll have good days, and then I have bad days. But when I have really good brain days, they can be really, really good. But then when I have bad brain days, they are really, really bad. And typically when I have bad brain days, I typically try to stay away from filming, and I just kind of focus on doing the artwork stuff. So see, the Google Drive level on Patreon is, so like all the files that I do on and upload so people can, like, on the videos, you have access to them on the Google Drive, so you can go through and download them, easier to organize and things like that. And you can find all the past things faster. I still have things that I have to upload to it, but I mean, there's still like 4,000 or 5,000 files on there, because I've done a lot of videos. And then there's stuff that's on there that's not even from videos, just from things that I've made for the business and all that fun kind of stuff. I think someone asked about my weight loss. Oh, okay. So Barry, I lost weight because I'm not exactly sure. That's one of the things we're still trying to figure out. Because it's come off so dramatically fast. It's probably a mixture of medication, because one of the medication that I am on, the Topamax, can cause it's medically induced anorexia. So I forget to eat. I'm better about it now because I like have Caden helps make sure I remember to have breakfast and stuff like that. But I was losing weight anyway before that. So yeah. So yeah, see, you can have access to all of the files. And I have a video on how to access it. I try to make sure to show people and walk people through everything. But that's part of the reason why I'm setting up the Facebook group too, because I think people have issues because the way like Gmail and stuff like that works now with it separating things out into tabs, people don't always get notified whenever like I upload things. So I'm hoping that if you join the Facebook group, you'll be able to stay up to date on things. But again, you have to participate to see post. So again, therein lies part of the problem. Hopefully it'll help. I don't know. Hi, Alicia. Thank you. That's and one of the things I always hear, and it's annoying, but then it's, you know, I guess you can take it as a compliment. Well, you just don't look sick. You look so pretty. I can hide a lot of things behind a full face of makeup. Medication for all the things going on with my head and my epilepsy really do mess with how I speak, and I mess up a lot of things. And people can be very, very mean about those things. I get it all the time. That's part of the reason why my intro has changed. So hopefully this helps. And I get people who complain about that too. Well, see, this is going to be different. The new Facebook group is going to be for patrons only. So it's going to be specific for that. So it's not going to be cluttered. It's going to make it better. Hopefully. But yeah. Hopefully it'll make it easier to be able to see, especially the things that are specifically there for patrons. And then it'll make it easier to be able to interact with other patrons and with me. So you can ask questions. You will be able to have more input on the things that you want to see and all that kind of stuff. Because that's part of it too, is though also in the way that Patreon gives me notifications as well. I don't get to see things on post. So it makes it difficult for that as well. Now, whenever I talk about Patreon and things, and I want to make sure people who are seeing this as well, isn't me trying to push people to join Patreon. Like whenever I talk about doing the Patreon, the tutorials for like Corel, those videos are going to be available for people on YouTube. It's starting off for Patreon people first because I can't sit there and keep up with everybody commenting at once and especially have to worry about people who come in to troll a video, because that happens, and have it go smoothly. I want people to be able to get the most out of the videos. So I just want to make sure people understand that. I also want to make sure people understand that I do give people special treatment that are on Patreon because they do support the channel and they help keep things going as well. So that hopefully that makes sense. Thank you, Alicia. I do as much as I can. Some days are good, some days are bad, but I still love doing this, and I'm not going to stop doing this. And that's why all of this is so important. That's why me being able to interact with y'all, no matter who supports it one way or another, y'all just watching and interacting with me like this is important because I love every single one of you. And I want to make sure that's understood. That's the reason behind this. But I'll honestly say this 100% is if no one ever watched it again, I would still do it because I love every single thing about doing all of this. It really does make me happy and it makes me fulfilled. I mean, it really does. I get to have some creativity and I spend a lot of time designing now. And I had someone tell me the other day, you are so talented as a designer. I told my husband, I was like, the other day, I was like, I never thought in a million years, anyone would ever say, you're a talented designer. If anyone's watched me for a long time, you will know. What have I always said? I know a lot about all this, but I'm not an artist. And people are telling me, you're talented with, like, what? Are you talking to me? Me? Huh? But yeah, I was like, huh? Um, exactly. See, everyone's nosy. They want to know your business about what you're doing, and then they want to criticize you for how or why you've done it. I'm glad, Kathy, that you're loving the Patreon page. There's a lot of good information out there. Chrissy, she actually works for a screen printer. She's doing screen printing and she still will she's doing some design work, but she's doing it like freelance. So she's doing it for other people. She's talked about like, she'll do it sometimes. Like she did one of the ones for Patreon for me. She did the wild heart one that had like the flower on it for this month. She did that one for me. So she'll do, I think that's the only one she's done for me this year. But she's got a boyfriend that lives in Houston. She works a lot of overtime. And so she's just being, 20 something years old. She ain't got time for me. She does, but is there a way to get previews of the designs? The previews come whenever I do the video. That's the easiest way for me to do it. So you can see all that whenever the videos come out, you get to see all the designs. I show them all that way. So you can see every single design for that. But also every video that I do, you can see what designs are going to go up on Patreon. So you get more than just those 5 designs. Typically, there's going to be at least 10 designs a month. And I say it a lot. I think that they're pretty good. And you don't just get those designs. You can go and download all the previous months too. So there's a lot. There's a lot. And the lowest level of Patreon is like $3. So you can get all of the others. Oh, hi, LJ. What you making for dinner? Let's see what you're doing. I want to know what you're making. What did we do last night? Oh, Jeremy's dad made a brisket because, as I said, Jeremy's sister, they just left out of town, left to go back home. They were in town this weekend. I have a special guest in one of my videos this week. I haven't finished editing, but I actually have the other 2 videos for this week. So we might actually have all the videos for this week. Can you believe it? We might actually have all the videos done. But one of the videos that is actually supposed to go up tomorrow, I've been working on. Wait, when did I start that? Back in March. So Jamie, Patreon is a separate service. So it's a way to support the channel. A lot of creators use it. Some creators do it where you do like monthly donations or yearly, and it's just like to support. Mine are all different levels, which are either, well, to either get all of them, you get files. I will link it. Let's do the link. And you can kind of go look and see what the different levels entail. I am making some changes to it. Easy cream of chicken and broccoli. That sounds good. I still have to be careful on what I eat. A lot of stuff still doesn't sound good to me, or not sound good. Still doesn't settle well with my stomach since my gallbladder. So that's no fun. But that kind of tells you what the different levels entail. But everything includes files. Oh, Facebook doesn't like for me to share it that way. But that has all the different levels. Starts off at 3. I don't like to make anything too expensive. As I said, this isn't for me to sit here and get rich off of. I don't know. I like working. I can't imagine ever quitting, like, working. Even if I can't work all the time, I don't want to not work. I enjoy doing this. I don't know. Maybe I'm odd for it. I always feel weird when I say that. Hi, Joan. Well, I'm still from Nederland. It's just I don't say it because it's like, well, why say it? Whatever. I don't have to shop anymore. And the accent's not going to go anywhere. I don't think that I can grow out. Can you grow out of an accent? Hi, Linda. Or Lynn. Why did I say Linda? Lynn. Brain, don't fail me now. Do y'all do that? I talk to myself all the time. All the time. When I'm sitting here in my office working by myself, I talk to myself all the time. Whenever something's not working, I argue with myself all the time. All the time. All the time. I understand that, Lynn. My brain hates me all the time. All the time. I just can't even. It just doesn't like me. Like, even a little bit. Some days it's like, And I have my Google over here. Thank goodness I do. Even though I have spell check in like all of my art programs, I still, like, I'll be typing something out and I'm like, Google, how do you spell blah, blah, blah? Because even the simplest of words, I'll look and I'm like, is that correct? Because I don't know. And even for like my stuff on my computer, I have Grammarly to help make sure I'm kind of putting things the way that they should be. Because if not, because the way my brain is now, I will mess it up. And even then, I still mess it up. It's bad. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. And it's like, the other day, I have a routine for taking like my morning medicine. I take my drink, my water, and I go set it by where I take my medicine every morning. And it was like halfway through the day, and I'm like, where's my water? Why am I so thirsty? I didn't take my medicine that day because I was like, I just don't feel right. I couldn't find my water because it was still sitting by my medicine. I didn't feel right because I didn't take my medicine. Because I just didn't do anything, and because my routine was all out of whack, and I don't know why, because I do everything in the same order, because my brain just didn't do anything that I was going to do. Well, and see, LJ, I use it every day, and I have spell check. Even if the little red squiggly line is there, I still have to double check it. I don't know. I'm just. And see, part of the thing is like with Corel, the red squiggly line doesn't always show up until you go to check it. And I don't know. LJ, I understand like that on like a primal level. On a primal level. And as someone who owned a business, I couldn't imagine trying to do all this stuff now and own a business, because I am a list person. Like, this is my to-do list of the things that I have to do. I have backup to-do list of the things in case I lose my primary to-do list. Would you like to know? I have another backup of my backup to-do list in case I lose my other to-do list. My brain has gotten that bad. And then, hold on. I'll show you. I have lists in my phone, and then I have my calendar in my phone. Yes, Kathy, I'm eating. I am eating. Everybody in my life makes sure I eat. And I take vitamins as well. Also to make sure I'm eating or getting enough nutrients that way too. And I do have blood work done as well too. That's leveled out, because that was one of the reasons why things got really, really bad. As I'm eating as much as I can. I'm eating small quantities throughout the day, but yes, I'm eating. My weight loss isn't as fast as it was. So I'm eating as much as I can. But yeah, no. But that's like all the brain stuff that's going on with me. And I still lose things all the time. All the time. And that's one of the things, like, that's part of the reason why I'm showing y'all that, is to show you how real all of this stuff is. It's scary how bad it can be. And as I said, this is a good day. The other day, I lost a memory card that had so much video footage that I had shot. I was so upset. It was a 256 gigabyte memory card. I still have not found it. I don't know if I will, because now I don't know if one of the dogs ate it. So that was hours and hours worth of video footage that's gone. So that is also some of the reasons why you don't see some of the videos. But Jeremy, we set up a system. They have these thingies on Amazon. I don't know if y'all have seen them. These are for diamond painting. They're sticky mats. They're sticky on both sides. I have one stuck over here on the side of my desk that still has the cover on one side. The other side is stuck to the desk. So that way I can stick little things like memory cards to it. And I'll pull up the thingy and stick the memory card to it so that way I don't lose them. Yeah, you just have to keep an eye on it, LJ. That is true. And I have a lot of problems processing things, like sugar really bothers me now. Fatty foods, spicy foods, like so many things that I did love. I just salty foods. We went to see Top Gun this weekend because it was my brother-in-law Mike's birthday. We went, was it Saturday? Wait, was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday. I can never remember what day of the week it is anymore. I think it was Saturday. Pretty sure it was Saturday. We went to see it Saturday. I can't eat popcorn. I used to love popcorn. Popcorn does not do nice things for my stomach. And it's so disappointing because when you go to the movies, the smell of movie theater popcorn is amazing. Can't do movie theater popcorn anymore. It's terrible. Sodas. I can have diet soda. Anything zero soda, cannot do. Regular Coke, I can't really have. I can handle Pepsi better than anything else because it's not so bubbly. I can have a little bit of it. But we went and had, because Aubrey wanted snow cones. We went and had snow cones. Oh, it was so sweet. I couldn't handle that one. I could have a couple of bites and it was like, nope, that didn't go over very well. But yeah, spicy, like I'm like, I can't have crawfish unless I mean, I guess I could if they were very mildly done. But it's like the things that I loved. It's very disappointing when you're so used to so many things. And it's like instantly everything changed. Instantly. But you know, it is what it is. But I see a new neurologist in July. I think it's July the 7th or the 9th is when I start with a new neurologist. So I'll find out if they're going to keep me on the same medication. So we'll see if it's the same if it's the medicine or what. I'm not sure. See, Christy, my surgery was in December. So It's been 6 months and things are still I'm still very having a lot of issues, a whole lot of issues. But, you know, as I said, it is what it is. I'm okay with those types of things. Those are the things I can handle. Food stuff, I can handle. The brain stuff is more of my issue. I want to be able to function at least on a somewhat more normal basis. I've never been one to forget things. Kathy, in December, I had to have a uh, emergency gallbladder surgery. I had gallstones, and it got stuck in my pancreas, and I had pancreatitis, and yeah, it was really bad. Was it December 4th? Somewhere around there. So yeah, it was bad. Yes, Kathy, I was always someone to pay attention. I've never been one to forget things. Like I haven't been one to forget appointments. Wasn't one to miss things, run late for things, forget names, faces, dates, phone numbers. And now I don't remember anything. Like anything. And it's really odd and annoying. So hopefully we can figure that out. I hope so much of this stuff is just side effects from medication, but I don't know. Exactly, Kathy. And I don't know. As I said, I have a new neurologist that I'm going to go see. So I'm hoping that I think between talking with my regular doctor, that was one of the decisions that we thought was definitely going to be something we needed to do. That we thought was definitely going to be important because the neurologist that I'm seeing now just doesn't seem to be willing to look into doing anything else. So that's kind of the path that we're on, and then we're kind of going to go in that direction, and then we'll see what we need to do from that point on. And hopefully that helps. And if it doesn't, we already knew that we were on other paths. Exactly, Kathy. I mean, I needed to cut down on the stress level of everything anyway. I mean, no matter how everything plays out in the end, the stress needed to be cut out. I mean, I needed to cut back on how many hours I was working. I needed to pull back some. And that's part of the thing anyway, is no matter how everything else works out in the end, I need to spend time with my family. I need to focus on me some, even though I still haven't figured out how to do that. Because this is me. Like, this is what I love doing. This is stuff that is important to me. Because I can sit here and try to pull back as much as I want to, but I love sitting here doing this. Even if it's not being on camera, like I love sitting here designing things. I love sitting here, maybe not sitting here, but like making shirts. I love sitting in here and playing with the machines and painting signs, and that's part of it. Plus, Jeremy's at work all day, the kids are busy, the dogs are in here, and that's part of what I enjoyed. What else am I going to do all day? Sit there and watch Netflix? That's not fun. I get bored. Could start my own version of Nailed It for shirts. That's what I'm going to do. We'll start that. We're going to do that. We're going to start a new series on here and do Nailed It for crafts, because we can see how many I can fail. If we did it for like sewing, I would mess it up so bad. Yes, it would be terrible. Exactly, Lynn. I enjoy this. This is my thing. Like, I don't want to give doing this up. Like, I like doing this. I enjoy filming whenever it doesn't stress me out because my brain doesn't want to work. Like, even thought of doing something like that, like doing a Nailed It style thing, that's fun. The idea of that is fun. Like, that's part of the thing. Like, even doing like the Facebook group stuff, I love being able to talk to y'all because this is my thing. If I couldn't do this, what would I do? I mean, really. This is my hobby. This is my passion. Yes, I still like to play with makeup, but I got bored sitting there talking about it all day long. You know what I mean? Like, I can sit here and do this all day, every day. And even whenever I feel terrible, I can literally do this and have no issue. So, I mean, hopefully that makes sense to y'all. Like, there are certain aspects of this that, like, isn't always the funnest, but exactly, LJ. Like, there's something about sitting there and like clicking through, like sitting there trying to not really, can't even channel surf anymore, but like flipping through like the programming on streaming stuff. It's not very satisfying. I can sit here in my office, put on my music, let it go, and focus on art or whatever, and it makes me happy. And whenever I do it that way, like if I'm hanging out in a Facebook group or whatever, it keeps me away from all of the other. Hi, Justin. And it really does help. And also, whenever I'm doing this kind of stuff, it also helps keep me from focusing on when I feel bad. I feel like I look like a little kid because I lower my chair whenever I'm not on camera. And because I was dealing with Shadow and his barking, I didn't lift my chair. So I'm like really low. So I looked really tiny. But yeah, I mean, that's all part of this. Is I think people forget how much fun this is and how when you have a community around you doing this, exactly, Lynn. You've got to and finding the people around you that want to do this with you. And, sometimes that you can't find people in person who want to or can do it. And you know what I mean? Um, and sometimes people in person suck. Let's just put that out there. You know, Justin, today's topic is a little bit of everything. Yeah, LJ, binge watching can temporarily relieve anxiety, but sometimes I feel like whenever you binge watch stuff, you sit there and you like, what did I? It's 10 hours later, and you're like, what did I just spend all day doing? I don't like that feeling of I didn't do anything all day. I personally cannot, like, I don't like whenever I don't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, there's something ingrained in my head that if I doing that and I'm not productive, it makes me feel terrible. Well, thank you, LJ. Thank you, Courtney. And as I said, finding joy doing this is I I think it's important. And you don't have to spend a ton of money to find joy in crafting. You can find a lot of good blanks at the Dollar Tree. You don't have to spend a lot of money on vinyl. Now, I do think that there are better brands than others, but if you can't afford the better brands, you can buy cheap vinyl. You know? Exactly, Lynn. Make your to-do list, break your items down into teeny sections. Make them small. It makes it easier. Exactly, Kinson. You don't have to make it expensive. If you can't afford expensive, go cheaper. You do not have to have the best of everything. You don't. It doesn't matter. Heck, even if you can't afford vinyl, make stencils and paint it. Exactly, LJ. It's just how it works. And I tell people this all the time. And I will tell you all this. And I don't care if you want an SVG and you can't afford to pay for Patreon, let me know. I'll give it to you. Reach out to me by email. I tell people that all the time. I'm not one to tell if I will not I will always help someone to be able to do something to keep their mind occupied. Always. I am not someone who's like, no, you have to pay me to help. No, I'm not that person. I mean, that's just not who I am. So, again, if you want to craft and you can't afford, like if you want an SVG and you can't afford it, especially with everything going on, let me know. Email me. I will gladly send it over. Period. There's no shame. Do not ever feel bad for it. It will not hurt my feelings. In today's times, it is what it is. I'm not the person that's going to judge you for it because it is hard for a lot of people right now. Kathy, just making the list will make you feel better. Even if you don't do anything with it, it will make you feel better. I'll tell you that one. Even if you don't actually do anything with it, it will make you feel better. It really will. Because at least you can say, I made the list. Even if I didn't do anything with it, you made the list. It was a step in the right direction. I'm serious. Because the first step, it's a start. Just keep making the list. One of these days, you might be able to do something with it. Hey, if you can't take the meds, you can't take the meds. It's okay. No one's going to judge you for it. At least not here. And if they do, we'll block them. I don't let anybody get judged around here. Ooh, Costa Rica. I need to go to Costa Rica. I need to go stay on a beautiful beach somewhere. I need to get some sun. Hey, I think there's a lot of us around here who are hot messes, and we'll admit to it. I don't, we are who we are, and that's okay. It is perfectly okay. Yes, Justin, you can message me. Exactly, LJ. You, as I said before, you do not have to. Exactly. Do what you have to do. Keep your craft going whatever way you need to do it. Also, message me if you need vinyl. I can't send it to everybody, but I do end up with a lot of extras. I can try to send some to people. I have no problem helping some people out. As I said, I can't send it to everybody, but I can send some to people. Well, I'm glad you're here, Christy. I love to be able to help. That's why I do so many giveaways. I mean, if you got it, why not help? That's how I've always looked at it. You don't have to do it just to do it. You don't have to show that you're giving stuff away. You don't have to post everywhere that you're giving away stuff. You can do things just to do it. That's just how I am. And sometimes that's the nicer thing to do. So, oh, Chrissy, I can't wait to see. Thank you, Unique. I love Lynn to be able to try to use old items and make something out of them. But I also like to do, whenever I make stuff, I take and bring it to, we have locally a resale shop and a shelter that takes and uses things and resells it for abuse victims. And they also take the items that they can use for those abuse victims. And that's what I like to do with it. I think that that's always a great way because I make so much stuff. So hopefully they can have money to help fund. Because if not, I mean, I don't need everything. I have too much stuff already. I think we're going to do leftover spaghetti. Spaghetti is one of my favorites, and so is chicken parmesan. Pasta is one of the things I can eat pretty well as long as I don't have too much sauce. And it is not healthy. but I just do try to eat vegetables, but I don't like fruit. LJ, I am going to do a new office tour. I am working on my vinyl organization, and that's taking forever. Yes, Kathy. I try to do that as much as I can. Because I grew up with nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't know how many times we ended up having to get stuff from like food banks and like shelters and things like that. So try to do that as much as possible because we couldn't have had anything except for people donating stuff. So I always try to do that kind of thing. It's important. And I'm not one of those people who are like, you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and work for everything, because kids can't help it. Kids can't pull themselves up by their bootstraps. No matter what you think of people's parents, kids can't fix it. So, I wouldn't talk about that because my biological mom was not great, and neither was my adopted mom. So those were not people that I learned that from. So I taught myself these things. Spaghetti squash. I haven't ever been able to really like spaghetti squash, but I do love pasta. Regular pasta. Well, thank you, Kathy. I'm glad someone's proud of me on that. But I don't do it for anybody to be proud of me. I just do it because it's just how I am. I don't do it for recognition. I don't say it on these for anybody to be proud of me or for recognition. I say it on here to remind people that those options are out there for other people to do. Not because I'm like, hey, you need to thank me for it. No. I just do it because those options are out there. If you end up with too much stuff, there's better options than Goodwill. Those types of places are better. Because Goodwill, the money doesn't go back into the communities like that. So I think that people forget those types of things because I hear people say things. Oh, Chrissy, you're in the bees group. You remember the owl? It's the owl. It's the owl. I was so excited. Oh no, I don't have to worry about the carbs. I don't have to be super picky about what I'm eating right now. But yeah. Yeah, no, Justin, I'm not the person to ask about personal lives on that type of thing about women. Yeah. But yeah. But yeah. I don't know. With all the stuff that I've gone through, I am one of those people who try to make sure to remind people to stop being so judgmental about everybody else. Because if you ain't gone through it, you need to stop judging everybody else for it, because you don't know. You don't know what you're going to do in that situation, because it's hard. Because I've been through a lot. That's what I don't know. I just keep seeing this. That's the thing with social media that is driving me nuts lately, is every time I get on there, it's like, oh, well, I wouldn't do that. I couldn't do that. This person's right for this thing and this person's right for that thing. And I'm like, hold up. Have you gone through it? No. Then who are you to say what you would do? I understand that situation, Lynn, because whenever I was pregnant with my youngest, I had gestational diabetes. Oh, that was terrible. Yes, LJ, it was and then the place that sold it, I pre-ordered it and it just came in. And I was so excited. I was so stinking excited. And then I have it held together on the back with Velcro because they sell them and they're like one size fits most. So, but I was so happy. It's comfortable too. It is so comfortable. But if that's one thing, like other than crafting stuff, I could teach people to do, is to stop judging everybody else, even if you've gone through it. Because again, if you're not in that exact situation, that would be it. It's just to stop. That would be my thing. Because unless you're in someone's exact shoes, you don't know what you're going to do because everybody's different. It's hard on people. It's just so hard. I don't think I can do the dancing here. I might do it, like get someone to help me do it, and I'll do it in our bees group because this is like there's not enough room. Not on this camera, but I might just do it for the bees. But yeah. I mean, that would be my big light. Like that would be my. Well, I mean, I'm not embarrassed to show it. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't care. You're either going to love me or you're going to hate me. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But it is what it is. I think that's what people tend to forget is, especially if you're religious, if you're Christian, is you're not supposed to judge everybody. That's what Jesus taught us. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. I don't know. I've seen so much lately and it's just, I don't know. Can you see? There, so many things have been bothering me the past few days. Well, not even few days, with everything that's happened here in the state of Texas. And I just like, but we'll leave it there. And I am in a good mood today. Today's been a good day. I feel pretty good. Brain's not completely good today, but it's not the worst it's been. It's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst. But yeah, tomorrow's video should be a good one. I've got to finish editing it. Have to do the intro. But other than that, we're good to go. As long as nothing happens with any of my footage. But the footage for it's mainly just pictures. Because as I said, it's been something I've been working on since March. The beginning of March. It's been a long time coming. Hopefully y'all love it. Because as I said, I've been working on it for so long. So long. Hopefully y'all love it. Friday's video is going to be a cute one. Again, it's not something I've been working on a long time, but I have a special little guest. He helped make it a good one because it's a new product that we're trying out. That kind of gives, well, the product is, I bought it, but he's helping me try it out. But hopefully y'all will enjoy it. Other than that, I think that's it. So thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Chrissy. Other than that, I guess that's it. We will see y'all tomorrow. I don't know what time the video will go up. And I will see y'all later. Bye.